So I got a migraine. It's coming and going. It was subsiding a little bit, but then they increased it a little bit um, while they were talking to me. And only got 1 hour. Probably only got 1 hour sleep last night. Again, not on anything, not on drugs, sober, sane, not mentally ill, not suffering from neurological conditions unless I'm suffering from or nerve conditions, unless I'm suffering from epilepsy and fibromyalgia and schizophrenia and psychoses and migraines and multiple personality disorder, now known as dissociative identity disorder, and at least 2 supernatural powers of ESP, and experiencing poltergeist. Also ignoring the multiple witnesses and victims that have listed, some of which have provided written statements and have been interviewed individually and provided supporting statements in person with the Travis County Sheriff Sergeant, and with video footage that shows what I see with my eyes. I'm not recording something and seeing the noise, normal camera noise. That's not normal camera noise, for one thing. Very good camera. And second of all, and you shouldn't see colors splashing all over the walls in daylight or in a lit room or a dimly lit room or dark room. You shouldn't see all that stuff flying all over the place. I got it in middle of the day conditions. And also would ignore that 2 suspects have confessed, corroborating my story, which my dad still ignores. And he's like, just because you say it happened that way or something, like, doesn't mean it did happen that way. And I'm like, no, Dad, my doctor told me that those 2 medical assistants or nurses corroborated or confessed. They didn't say why they did it, or if they did, he didn't tell me why. And they didn't confess to releasing my healthcare information because I didn't press my doctor about that at that time. But they did confess to assaulting me and to lying to me. No one's doing anything about that. And they could have let us right here. They could have prevented 2 additional years of my suffering, or almost 2 years of my suffering. Right now they were also just zapping my junk. I was lying on my back, playing a game on my phone, trying to relax with this migraine going on, and they started zapping my junk, and I was able to block it by, I had my legs pulled up and I put one leg over. I keep looking at myself in the mirror versus this. That's why I'm like, when I do that, I'm looking at myself in the mirror versus the camera. But I crossed my leg over on top of my knee or my foot and pulled it back, trying to block it. And I felt an electrical sensation, like a current, or like a buzz from a current on my foot. And I also forgot to say, I went to a food pantry this morning, and on the way back, I got that force that's pushing against me. Had nothing to do with the bags that I was carrying. I literally felt the force pushing against me that I've described before. It can also make you feel like you're on a walking escalator when they push with you, and it can increase your stride, or your gait, whatever, and speed you up. They're using it to push against me and pushing down the bags, actually. And they were doing that thing that they did at the Grove almost basically 2 years ago, when it feels like someone's stepping on your shoes. Like if you're wearing shoes, it feels like someone's like stepping on your toes. And literally, if that's what it feels like. So it feels like, I can feel like my shoe literally like pushing down on me suddenly. Wasn't that way in the walk there. Was that way all the way back until I got to the hotel room and took them off. And then I've been wearing them on, when I take Max out. I wore them when I went to Walmart. Didn't feel that sensation. That's not a normal sensation. That's not in my head. I literally am feeling the top of my shoe like being pushed against the top of my foot. They used to annoy the fuck out of me at the Grove when they did that. Not as annoying or as painful as when they would zap my feet like a motherfucker, and I feel like there were like firecrackers under my feet, or like a taser going off on the bottom of my foot, like they did to me in jail one time, like a motherfucker. So once again, still suffering. Can't get to sleep. It's hard to get to sleep when you have electricity running through your body, and you have like people hitting you and poking you and jabbing you and talking your ear off and saying like some of the worst things in the world, a lot of which I can't even repeat or care not to.